That's a genius name. I mean, your last name is Duty. Duty's Daggers makes perfect sense.
Hello, folks. Welcome to the channel. My name is Kevin Duty. You're watching Duty's Daggers. Before we get into it, we're checking out a prototype today. Pretty sweet stuff. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. Follow me on Instagram, duties_daggers. Also, we have fun on the channel. Lives are Tuesday nights and Friday nights, 6 o'clock Pacific. This is a prototype from a new maker designer that I hadn't heard of until recently. They're called Knife Standards. Um, yeah, I saw a picture of this online. Thought it looked interesting, and my buddy Kev from Lefty EDC actually was helping to pass around the prototype to a couple reviewers to check out. And I hit him up to see if he would send it to me, and he did. So thanks to Kev. Thanks to Knife Standards for letting us reviewers check it out. And let's go. Very nice case. And here she is. Very, very cool, man. Um, so I unboxed this last night and I filmed it. But the lighting wasn't really good. So I decided to just do an overview of it, without the unboxing part. So I have had a little bit of time to check this out already. Um, and I'm going to tell you my thoughts on it. But first, let's just kind of take a look at it here. Really interesting handle shape, almost like a coffin sort of shape, but not quite. Very rectangular, almost completely symmetrical, except that these angles back here are a little bit more aggressive than up here at the top. Um, and then we have, it kind of tapers towards the top here. You can see the lines change on this plane right here, where on the back they just, end abruptly. But almost symmetrical. The blade is completely inside the handle, which is a really cool look. Um, I don't have many knives that are like that are completely inside the handle. It's really interesting. Definitely going to be really, smooth in and out of the pocket. Nothing to hang up anywhere. It's got a wire clip, which is not my favorite, but I'm sure that there's probably a titanium clip that you could fit on here from MXG or Lynch or somebody. Um, this type of milling goes all the way around the, front and back. I really like how it's contoured. It is contoured, but it's done in this kind of three surface kind of manner. It reminds me of the Tucson TS300. Um, Very similar kind of way to do the contouring. There's just three separate flat planes here that create the contouring. And what they did on this one was they just milled in lines going different directions on each of those surfaces. So I think it's a really cool look. I really, really dig it. Um, like I said, it's on both sides. And let me let the dog out as usual. So very, very cool milling on the handle. Really like it. I really like the body screws here are one-sided, so these probably are D-shaped, or they're non-spinning somehow on this side. And then to take them out, you would just take them out on this side, so they're just flat on the show side. Same with the pivot. I think that's cool. Just gives it a nice, little bit more of a clean look. So that's cool. It's titanium frame lock, obviously. The lock bar relief cut is on the inside, which is really cool. So it's completely flat on the outside here. Nothing to hang up on your seam as you're sticking it in your pocket or taking it out. Really cool. So it's a thumb stud only opener. Check this out. It's crazy looking, man. It's crazy looking. You can see it says prototype there on the backspacer. I really like that the backspacer kind of, it's not only a backspacer, but it wraps all the way around to the underside and then over here as well, so it kind of just caps this whole butt end area. I think that's really cool. The detent is really tuned very well. This thing pops out really nicely. The thumb studs are kind of interestingly shaped. You can see they are kind of thinner down where they meet the blade, and then they kind of step up towards the outside. Pretty interesting. They're coated black. I kind of wish they were just plain titanium, which I'm guessing they're titanium. We have so ergonomically, it's just a rectangle, right? But we do have this this cutout here, which gives you access to the thumb stud. But it also actually serves as a really nice kind of finger groove here for your pointer finger when you're choked back. Really comfortable, really, really comfortable choked back. And really comfortable choked up as well. Really comfortable. Your middle finger goes in there as opposed to your pointer finger in the choil, thumb up on the spine. Really nice. Or hammer grip if you want to hold it like this. Very, very comfortable. It's a pretty wide handle, and it is contoured, so it feels like it fills out your hand really nicely. It doesn't feel like it's too thin. You know, it's not going to rotate on you while you're cutting. It feels really, really secure. I really like it. There's no hot spots. Don't feel the clip. There's a lot of weight relief milled out on the inside. Let's see if I can show you. You kind of see it. So yeah, there's weight relief milled out. The finger choil here is generous, very roomy. Don't feel like I'm too close to that edge at all. So that's great. Let's look at this blade. Now, personally, I think this blade looks a little funky. I'm not sure if it's just because it's with this handle or if it's because it's a compound grind with a ton of belly here. I don't know what exactly it is, but I can say that overall, I'm not a huge fan of the blade. I wish that this was maybe some type of sheep's foot or a Wharncliffe style blade. It's just kind of a weird looking drop point with a lot of belly. That's just me. You know, if you're into it, you're into it. Personal preference, this blade is not for me. But it is very well done. The hollow grind down here is insanely deep and really thin at the edge. And then up here at the flat grind part near the tip, it gets a lot thicker. You can see looking at the spine here, it's a pretty darn thick tip. Which, you know, is kind of the benefit of having a compound grind. You have a thick tip for, you know, you don't have to worry about it breaking off ever. There's no way this tip is breaking. And then you have a very thin part of the blade here for your slicing sort of tasks. The swedge does look pretty nice up here on the top. You know, all the grind lines are very crisp. The transition between the satin flat and the belt sander bevel here is very, you know, really crisp. All these lines are really crisp. So I think they did a really good job grinding these bevels in. I'm not sure who the OEM is for this knife. I'm not sure. I don't think Knife Standers built it. I think they're just the designers. I'm not totally certain, though. I will link you guys to the Knife Standards site so you can do a little more research. The blade, I can't, it looks a little weird to me. In contrast with the handle, I think that has a lot to do with it. I absolutely love the handle. I really do. I have nothing negative to say about the handle. I just don't think this blade really goes with the handle. Let me know what you think in the comments. If maybe, you know, I could be the only one that thinks that. But let me know what you guys think. I will say it's very well built, though. Very well built. Like I said, detent, really good. The access to the thumb stud is just fine. It looks like it might be a little crammed in there to get your thumb. But the thumb studs actually poke out a pretty good amount, so it's really not difficult to flick it out. Can I reverse flick it? Yeah, reverse flicking is fine. Like I said, ergonomically, very, very comfortable. Let's get my calipers out. I want to see how thin this edge is down here. I can tell you already it's going to be it's going to be really thin. So for frame of reference, like I always say, the Baby Banter is around 16 thousandths behind the edge. The Civivi Elementum is around 20 thousandths, and the Benchmade Griptilian is around 24 to 26 thousandths behind the edge, which is on the thick side. So let's see what we got for the RR standard here. Let's measure at the base. And we have 18 thousandths there at the base. Let's go to the middle. Oh, 15 thousandths. Jeez. And then let's check up here at the thick part on the flat grind here. 24. Okay. Yeah. Wow. So, yeah, 15 thousandths at the middle here is very, very, very thin. Very thin. So that's awesome. Yeah, this thing is going to slice really well right in here. I don't know. It might just be because I'm typically a Wharncliffe sheep's foot kind of guy. I don't own very many knives with this much belly. So that might be the reason why I just am not a huge fan of it. If you're into knives with belly, then maybe this is really your thing. Just personally, not really my thing. The action closing, give it a couple shakes, it falls down. And again, this is the prototype, so I'm not sure what changes will be made to this for the final production. I'm not sure if this is in pre-order or if it will be soon. I really don't know. So again, I'll link the website. Go take a look. It's perfectly centered. Like I said, detent really, really, really good. And I absolutely love this handle. I really, really love this handle. Should we do some quick size comparisons? Here's the Tucson TS300 since I have it out. How about the Riot Exoskeleton? Let's see, what else do I got here? Benchmade Griptilian. Spyderco PM2. So yeah, it's definitely a full-size knife. Pretty big. Almost, yeah, it looks almost exactly the same size as the Griptilian. So, there you go. That's the general size. So, yeah, my overall impressions are built very well. I think it's a very unique design overall. Really love the handle. It's unique, symmetrical. I like that the blade is, disappears inside the handle. That's great. Great detent. Great job on the grinds here on the blade. Very comfortable, choked up and choked back. Blade shape really isn't my cup of tea. Looks a little funky to me, but it could be your jam. The blade steel, by the way, is M390 on this one. Not sure what the final production blade steel will be. Also, the access to the lock bar, not very good. You can see looking straight down that they really don't give you much of a cutout there. And that's understandable because you don't want this groove to be much bigger than it already is. I don't know how they would fix that. Maybe, this chamfer here, make that a little bit deeper on the lock bar, possibly. I'm not sure, but it is kind of hard to get your thumb in there, disengage it. But again, I'm sure that will probably change with the final version. Yeah, those are my overall thoughts. There you go. That's the Knife Standards RR Standard. There you go. Hope you guys enjoyed this little prototype overview, if you will. And yeah, that's about it. Consider becoming a channel member. There are different tiers and different rewards for each tier. The lowest tier, which is around $3 a month, you get access to a members-only video that comes out once a week. I just filmed the very first one, and all the members so far seem to really like it. So consider becoming a member, and even if you can't or don't want to, I just really appreciate you guys are watching and liking and commenting. You guys are awesome. I love you. Peace and love. See you in the next one.